Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah. We praise him subhanahu wa ta'ala, the King, the Master, the Sustainer, the Creator of the seven heavens and the earth. And we send peace and blessings upon his beloved Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. My brothers, we're living in a very difficult time. And the truth is many of us are losing our way. My brothers, when it comes to our deen is the most precious thing you have. And we're living in a time where many of us are feeling that our deen is open for interpretation. Whereas really, my brothers, the truth is that the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has been made complete, and the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has been perfected. The way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the deen to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is complete perfection. This is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants it, and this is how it will remain. And those that try to change it in any way, shape or form, they will be destroyed, they will fail. Our success in this life, our success in the grave, our success in the hereafter is only, and I highlight the words, only by following the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam according to how he showed it and how he taught it. My brothers, we live in a time where the world, where the word extremism is thrown around. That he's an extremist. That this is extreme. That this is too much. And we are becoming confused. What is extreme? How do I know if something has crossed the line or not? Is extremism according to what you and I think? Is it according to what the world tells us? Is it according to the local newspapers and what they think? Or maybe you think it's according to what our fathers and what our local mashayikh think. The truth is, my brothers, for you and I as a Muslim, being extremist or not, the measuring stick that we use is Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He is the balance, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He is the middle way. So don't be fooled by the world and what it tells you. If you want to know if you have become an extremist, then judge yourself according to him sallallahu alayhi wasallam. For by Allah, anything more than what the Prophet did is extreme. And it will not be accepted by Allah, no matter how much it suits your whims and your desires, it will not be accepted. Some men, they came to the Prophet of Allah, and of course, they're young, they're energetic, like most of us. They were on fire. So they came asking about the ibadah, the worship of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And they came to his wives. And this is a sahih hadith. So they asked, tell us about the Prophet of Allah. So they asked, tell us about his fasting. So his wife replied, radiallahu ta'ala anha, and she said, he would fast some days and he would break his fast some days. So they asked, tell us about his night prayer. So she said he would sleep some of the night and pray some of the night. And sometimes he would pray all night. And, so it was portions and portions. And then, of course, they asked about marriage. Did he marry? And obviously he did. So these three, almost as if, Allahu A'lam, not to say that they were not impressed, of course, but almost as if they said, well, you know what? He's the Prophet of Allah. He can do as he pleases. But for us, we need to prove ourselves to Allah. So one of them said, you know what? As of this day forward, I will fast every single day and I will never break my fast. The other one said, you know what? As of this day forward, I will never marry a woman. The other one said, I'm going to pray all the night and not sleep any part of it. Thinking that they were going to please Allah, impress Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Thinking that they wanted to do more. So when the news reached the Prophet of Allah, it angered him. It angered him. It didn't impress him. He said, where are those who think, more or less, and I'm paraphrasing, where are those who think that they're going to worship Allah better than how I do? You will never love Allah more than the Prophet. You will never love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more than, you will never worship Him more than the Prophet. You will never understand deen more than what the Prophet of Allah did. So he called these men and he said to them very clearly, more or less, yani in our day and age, in our language, who do you think you are? He said, I sleep some of the night and I pray some of the night. I fast some days and I break my fast some days and I marry. And anyone who leaves my sunnah, anyone who leaves my way, well then he's not from me. But you know what's also true, my brothers, is we all understand when we've done more than the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All of us agree that yes, anything more than Rasulullah is extreme. Well, I have news for you today. We always fail to mention the opposite side of the scale, because the truth is anything less than the Prophet is also extreme. But no one talks about that. That it's okay for me to be clean shaven. It's okay for me to not pray. It's okay, and everyone, I'm not a practicing Muslim. No, in truth, you're an extremist. Because he was the balance. He was the middle way. Anything more or less is extreme. You can't just sit there and point your fingers at these guys with their beards and say they are and they're not. No, because he, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if you choose to be a Muslim, and let me assure you, no one is forced to be a Muslim. Can we make this clear tonight? No one is forced to be a Muslim. Islam is a choice that you and I make. I choose to be a Muslim. When I wake up in deen, I choose to follow Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because I am convinced beyond all doubt that this is haqq, full haqq. It's the complete truth. So therefore I choose to follow Islam. None of you is forced. People come to, what's the Islamic perspective on this? And hang on. No one is forced to be a Muslim. No one. It's not my job to justify anything in my religion. Is it true you Muslims do this and is it true you Muslims do that? I don't need to justify anything to anyone. That's not my job. He is the balance, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Anything more, but also anything less, is extremism if you choose to be a Muslim. And that's the problem, is that today we've allowed our deen to be what you and I think. That this is what I think Islam is. And this is what I think Islam is. And no, you know what? I think Islam should be more like this and should be more like that. Hang on. Hang on. The greatest prophet, accompanied with the greatest ummah, followed by the greatest 2 generations to come after them, followed by 1400 years of scholars who gave their lives for this deen. Now all of a sudden, all of this is pushed aside and Islam has come down to what you and I think? Really? People come to me all the time. Brother, what's your opinion on this? My opinion? Excuse the French, who the hell am I to have an opinion? 1400 years of ulama. Now, someone has a bit of a following on Facebook. Someone, mashallah, maybe he's gifted in speech. All of a sudden, he feels that his opinion on the matter is important. Well, I have news for you. It doesn't matter what you think. Our religion has been perfected and completed. What matters to us is what the Prophet of Allah said and taught and did and approved. That's what matters to us. His opinion matters. And those Sahaba that followed him, because they understood deen the most, That's what's important to you and I. Today, my brothers, our deen has become thoughts, this, that, and the other. And it's destroying us. It's destroying us.
أنعم بغراس الأخلاق مدرسة صاغت أخلاقي ضيف النور بجنتها في كتاب الخال الخلاص بصحبة أزهار